Hello, this is Avery Pilch with Laptop Magazine, and today we're taking a close look at the Lenovo ThinkPad X220. We recently reviewed this notebook, and this unit here has a $12.99 price, although it starts at under $1,000. This 12.1-inch notebook starts at 3.4 pounds. It has a powerful Core i5 Intel second generation processor, although it's available with up to a Core i7 in it. And it gets amazing battery life and really strong performance. Now, we've known that Lenovo's X200 series has been good for a while, and if you're familiar with the X201 or the previous generation X200 before it, this may look very familiar as we're looking at the outside here. You've got obviously got this black rubberized lid, and if we look around the outside, we've got a nice array of ports. Here on the left side we've got an SD card reader, we've got a powered USB port. USB 3 is an option, but it's not on this unit. Ethernet, you've got one jack for audio conferencing, your Kensington lock slot of course. We'll spin around the back. This one has a 9-cell battery that sticks out about an inch, but you can get a 6-cell battery as well. Speaking about battery options, there is a 6-cell battery option, a 9-cell battery option, and you can combine them with a battery slice that sits on the bottom. The real headline here is that with any of these battery options you get ridiculously long battery life. With the 6-cell alone you get 7 hours and 50 minutes. With the 9-cell alone you get about 12 and a half hours. And with the 9-cell and slice combined you get 20 hours and 18 minutes of battery life. Unbelievable. Here on the left side, of course, we have some more ports, a couple more USBs, an Express Card 54 slot, which you don't see on everything these days, display port instead of HDMI out, and VGA. So some neat stuff here, very business friendly, because it supports things like Express Card 54 that not everything has. One difference you may notice here is that this ThinkPad does not have a latch. Some older ones did. Now let's go inside for the goodies. So, opening it up, you may notice a few things. First of all, this screen here is 16 by 9, 1366 by 768 resolution. The older ones, the previous gen was available in 1280 by 800 and in another model called the X201S in 1440 by 900. Those options are gone now. You have just 1366 by 768 and either an extra bright or a regular, but the resolution is the same. We kind of wish that they had stuck with 16 by 10 because it would give you more vertical real estate, but that's kind of the way the industry has been going these days. Almost everything is this resolution now. If you look at the keyboard, you'll notice that Lenovo has really generous sized keyboard for a 12-inch notebook like this. The keys are really full-size, incredibly responsive, have the famous ThinkPad responsiveness, and of course you've got enlarged keys here like the enlarged delete key and the enlarged escape key, which is helpful because those are keys you hit a lot. It also has, of course, the famous track point, which not everybody likes, but we love it because it enables really accurate pointing and you don't have to lift your hands off the home row while you're typing. You'll also notice here a brand new touchpad, or otherwise known as a click pad, because the buttons are built in. This is bigger than the previous generation touchpad on the X200 series. It's got a wonderful textured feel to it, and unlike other click pads we've used, this one is extremely accurate. It doesn't jump around. But we did have some problems with the click pad and the track point interfering with each other when we're trying to use the trackpad, and our wrist was brushing against this. The palm rejection actually didn't work so well when we were trying to navigate with the track point, so they sometimes interfered with each other. That is one of our concerns, but it really depends on how you place your hand. Speaking of how you place your hand, we just want to take a second to point out what we consider to be one of the biggest potential issues with this product. Even though we love the keyboard, if you're a touch typist, you may notice that when you place your hands in the home row position, as you're supposed to do when you're trying to touch type, your wrists will hang off of the palm rest, which is kind of short. So you see that some of my wrist here is hanging off. Well, if you're doing that for a long period of time, it can cause you to sort of use your shoulder muscles more to hold up the weight of your hand, which isn't the best thing for you ergonomically. But I guess it also kind of depends on what your typing style is and what your stance is, whether this will be a problem for you or not, but you should definitely be aware of it. Now let's get into the features here. One of the coolest things about this is the powered fingerprint reader. You can see our notebook's completely powered down. It's not even asleep, but the fingerprint reader has a light. And if we swipe it with our finger, which we enrolled here, you will see that the notebook powers on and starts to boot up. And that is all that we needed to do to start the notebook. It's going to log into Windows for us and everything just from that one swipe. No typing a password, no hitting the power button. It's just on. That's an optional feature that you don't have to enable, but we think it's really, really cool. So it's even going to type our password here for us, and you will see that the system starts up. So a pretty typical Windows 7 desktop when you get inside with the Lenovo stuff. This program here we installed, so you can ignore that. It's got a typical ThinkPad, obviously utilities on it. But one of the things that we like is that it has this security feature here, which can be configured to actually lock the notebook using facial detection. So you can see here that my face is being detected, and I can set it so that if it doesn't detect activity for X number of seconds, like 15 seconds, it will then look for a face. And if there's no face in front of the notebook, which means you walked away, then it will lock the notebook so that no one can mess with it until you get back and type in your password or swipe your finger. So that's pretty cool. It's not perfect though, because if you're sitting like this and your profile is to the notebook, it doesn't detect your face and it will lock. So you may or may not want to use that feature, but it is pretty cool. It also has a neat conferencing feature, which is kind of hard to demo right here, where you can configure the webcam and audio speakers to really be optimized for different kinds of conferencing. So for example, if we go into the webcam controls, you will see in the conferencing settings that there's actually a way of setting the VoIP call settings so that you can suppress the noise of keystrokes while you're typing. In our experience, this works a little bit well, but not great. You could still hear them. And you could set either for a single person or a conference call type of scenario. And that did work pretty well in our testing. So overall, we really, really like this. We really, really like this notebook. It blew away performance scores on PC Mark Vantage and other things that we threw at it. It obviously was really snappy. Has an incredibly responsive keyboard. Has really, really lightweight. As we said, 3.4 pounds to start, 3.6 with a 9-cell battery, and only about 5.2 pounds with both the 9-cell battery and the slice. That gives you 20 hours of battery life. When you have the screen, of course, we have the bright screen. You can view the viewing angles go up to 90 degrees either way. The sound is good. So this is really, for ultra portable business users, this is the notebook to get. And we're very excited about it. So this is Abram Pelch with the Lenovo ThinkPad X220.